welcome to Better Than Yesterday. My name is Michael Janssen van Rensburg, and you are watching another episode of BTY Raw. And what I'm talking to you about today is the fact that your capacity is a muscle, and it is something that you can grow and increase. And I'm going to be telling you exactly how you can do that, because this is something that really hit me quite hard. It was actually when I was having a conversation with my friend the one day we were walking along the beach, and he was, telling me about, you look at some people, for example, who have an extremely high capacity to, do so many things with their day, and productive things. And for example, there's some people that have, two jobs, and they have a family and a wife and kids at home, and, they're involved in leadership positions, and they have a social life, they have hobbies, and you look at those people and you're like, how on earth did they get to that point where, they're able to do so much with their day? Here I am doing one or two things and I feel overwhelmed. And, it can often be like that, were those people just born that way, or like, that's what I thought, like, were they just have a natural affinity to being, to be having so much energy and having so much capability to do all of these things in a day. But it's really not the case, and it's a bad way to look at things, because your capacity is actually something that is grown, and if you spoke to those people, it's not something that they started off like that and they were just able to, do a million things with their time and their day and be involved in so many things. That's unfortunately, it's just not the case of a natural thing, but it's also really positive thing in the fact that we can actually grow that ability. And how do you increase the size of a muscle? You take focused exercise on it, and that's actually how that muscle will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And to increase your capacity, I'll give you guys a brief introduction to everything I'm involved in, for those of you who might not know me quite as well. So what I try and do with my day is, I try to have as many productive things in it as possible. And there's a lot of things I'm involved in during my week, for example, that take a lot of time. And when I first finished school, all I was doing was my studies. What I'm currently doing is studying software engineering. I'm in my second year of studies, and it's going really well. I also have two jobs that I work. So I do part-time jobs, obviously, and I do telemarketing and sales calls for a real estate agent. And then I also do like business admin and emailing for my grandpa's business, which is more on the educational side of things, but it's also involved in sales and that kind of stuff. So those are two things that I do on the side. What I also am involved in is I'm a youth leader at my church. So on Friday nights, I'm there, getting stuck in, helping prepare things, set things up, and go on a journey with young people, and just lead them in that space. We also have meetings that we have during the week to plan and prepare for Friday nights. And I'm also involved just in helping out during the church. So I'm there like an hour early on Sundays most of the time, just to help make coffees, all that kind of stuff. And there's also weekly things that happen that I help out at. So that's also being involved in that takes up a lot of my time. And I'm also involved in this project, Better Than Yesterday, which is running the Instagram, posting the audios onto the podcasting things which you might be listening to right now, and editing the videos and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying any of this as a plea, to feel sorry for me at all. What I'm saying is, these are all things that I'm so privileged to be a part of, and things I love doing. Especially what we're doing here at Better Than Yesterday. It's just so much fun to be a part of it. And but I remember when I first came out of school, if you told me that I would be involved in all of these different things, I would have looked at you like, how do you do all that in one day? And I'm also pushing forward. I'm trying to get in shape. Been hitting the gym 3 to 4 times a week. And that takes up time during the day, but also seeing some progress there. But we still got a long way to go, heading into the summer months now. And there's also social life, a relationship, and these are all things that I'm so blessed to be a part of. But if you told me, like I said, I remember coming out of school and literally all I had was just my studies, and that felt like a lot, and I was like, sheesh. I think I'm just going to focus on this for the next 3 years. But you actually are able to add things into your day and increase your capacity. And it's a muscle, that's the thing. First thing I added in was doing some part-time work for my grandpa. And then I started to be like, okay, cool, I've actually got some more spare time. What can I do with myself? Then we started this page, Better Than Yesterday. That was about over a year ago now. And look at where it's come from now. And we just want to keep that growing and keep doing more and more for it. We're only at the very start of what this page and what this platform can do, all thanks to you guys and all under the will of God, for sure. But I'm excited to see where these things are going to go. But I'm also excited to start getting involved in more and more things. I want to start adding more things to my capacity and more things to my day, because I've realized that the thing is, what looks hectic to you right now and what seems like the impossible, once you start doing it, in a few months it'll probably feel like just a normal thing to you, like another normal day, and you'll be like, I can actually start to do more. And those are what people with high capacities will tell you. So start to add things into your day. Just like get started with it, and don't be afraid, and you'll realize that eventually it's going to start to feel really normal to you. What at first will feel really scary. And there's another thing that I want to say is the fact that you need to schedule downtime. So this kind of seems a little bit counterproductive or counterintuitive in the fact that a lot of people, you'll see it on social media. You see it so much on like Instagram and TikTok. These posts that are saying like hustle and grind 24/7, like sleep is for the weak, all these kind of things. But I think one of the biggest things that I've learned in terms of being able to be very productive during a week and during a day is that, and when I've actually scheduled downtime. I find if I'm just focusing on just grinding and moving forward like on all cylinders 24/7, that's when you actually start to burn out. So you have to schedule downtime, and downtime doesn't look like scrolling on social media on your phone. Downtime has to be a period of time where your mind and your brain is actually getting rest. I find it has to be a time where everything slows down and it's quiet for a while. And for me, that often looks like reading my Bible, reading a devotional, any type of book. I find that actually helps to slow my brain down quite a bit, and just focus on one solitary thing. Focus on what you're reading. I find that helps a lot. The same is actually taking a notebook like this and just writing things down, journaling. Writing your thoughts down, like literally first thing that comes to mind, like just write it down, like how you would speak to a friend. You write down on the page, and that helps to slow things down a lot. It helps to just prepare you and refresh you for the next few hours. And I find that scheduling that downtime, it can also be like listening to music, listening to podcasts. That's something that I do a lot in my spare time, and it just gives my mind a break from all these other things that feel like work that I have to give my time to, and like things like university and things like the jobs that I'm doing at the moment. So I think scheduling that downtime, you might think, oh, I'm losing 20 minutes that I could be giving to those things, but actually that 20 minutes that you give to giving your mind a break will actually help you to be more productive for the next few hours. And it's the same with sleep. I've seen a lot of people, like I said, that say sleep is for the weak. You only need 4 hours, like hustle and grind, wake up at 5 a.m., go to bed late. But I've found that prioritizing sleep and getting a minimum of about 7 hours of sleep a night has been so beneficial, because it just allows you to, let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock and you're getting in a good 8 hours of sleep. They say that's actually a good amount for yourself to be getting. And the alternative to that would be working for another 3 hours and only getting 5 hours of sleep. But okay, cool, you get that extra hours of work in, but you're probably going to be so tired the next day that you won't actually be very effective in any of the work that you're doing the next day. You're going to be on calls and you're going to be sounding miserable. You're going to be super grumpy, and you won't be able to keep that up. Eventually, you're going to come to a point where you just completely burn out. And we talked about that on this page before, in the fact that then for a period of a few weeks, you might just feel unable to do anything, and you're just going to have to take some real time to rest in. So I think the better way to go about things is making sure you're getting in 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. And then you'll actually be able to have energy for the hours that you are awake. And another important thing is considering what you're putting into your body. So this comes in with diet, and it just comes down to eating clean. Don't eat rubbish like bags of chips all day. Honestly, I used to do this kind of thing where I would just grab a bag of chips and then that would be like a snack. But I think that's the worst kind of snack you could have. Rather have like a fruit. And I'm no dietitian, but honestly, these kind of things actually pay off, because the cleaner and healthier foods that you're eating, you actually have more energy. I know there's a lot of calories in things like chips and these unhealthy foods, but they don't actually give you energy for the day. They just fill spots and they end up making you unhealthy as well. So I think it's very important to actually eat clean and eat healthy, and you'll actually have way more energy. Doesn't mean you have to eat salads all day. What it means is that you just eat clean. And one thing I can also recommend is taking vitamin supplements. That be vitamin D, C, B. These are all good ones that boost your immune system, but also give you more energy during the day. So these are ones that I would highly recommend that'll just allow you to have more energy throughout the day. I find that when I do start to take those supplements and when I start to eat clean, I just have more energy and I'm able to do more things with my time, and therefore increasing that capacity to be productive. And the final point that I want to make is the fact that you have to talk yourself into it rather than out of it. So oftentimes I remember a few months ago when I was given the opportunity to do this part-time work that I'm doing right now, where I work for the real estate agents and I'm doing calls. Instantly, I was excited about the opportunity, but my brain started to make these excuses. I was like, oh, do I really need the money? Do I really need the money that badly that I'm just gonna spend an extra day every week doing calls, and all these kind of things. And my brain just started to make excuses, and I was like, I was really struggling to convince myself that this was something that I needed to do. But it was, it's actually been such an awesome opportunity for me to, make more money, to actually get some experience. It's an extra thing to put on my resume, and I've really enjoyed the opportunity so far. It's been something that I'm very grateful for. But my brain initially started to talk myself out of it. So what you have to do is talk yourself into it. It's easy to find reasons not to do something, but what you should actually focus on is reasons that you should be doing something. And that extra thing that you want to add into your day, let's say it's going to the gym as well. It's easy to find reasons not to do it, like, oh, maybe I'm going to only start next month because this is happening, or I've just got it's going to be difficult because I have to wake up early in the morning to do it because I've got university classes. It's easy to find those reasons not to do it, but actually find reasons and find ways to talk yourself into doing that thing rather than talking yourself out of it. Because I find oftentimes our brain will just instantly make these excuses and be like, okay, yeah, that's a good enough excuse. I won't start hitting the gym this month because I've got this thing that's stopping me from doing it. But find those reasons to actually talk yourself into it, and you're actually going to find that you'll take so many more opportunities and you'll be able to do so much more with your day than you actually think you are capable of doing. So yeah, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. It's been a fun one for me to record, and here at Better Than Yesterday, we're always trying to provide value with the content that we make, and I hope that you have found some value from watching and listening to this video. But it's been such a fun one to make. Me and Daniel, who is my co-host here at Better Than Yesterday, will be back very soon to give you guys some more content and to be doing all sorts of new things. We're really looking to push forward on this page and be innovative with the content. So please give us ideas in the comments, and let us know what your daily schedule is looking like, and how do you go about adding things to your schedule. And what are some things that you would like to add to your schedule, and that'll be an increase of your capacity. Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you guys. And much love from Better Than Yesterday.